Pretty faces, private wars. Tonight, we're breaking down the YouTube coming out moments that didn't just go viral, they detonated. From shipping conspiracies and label policing to tabloids circling like vultures, these heartthrobs didn't announce a truth. They fought for it. Watch closely. The hottest glow-ups often begin with the ugliest pressure. Comment as we go, and subscribe. Silent Fame starts now. 1. Dan Howell and Phil Lester. The love story the internet tried to solve like a crime. They weren't just YouTubers, they were a decade-long thirst trap wrapped in British awkward charm. Two pretty faces the camera couldn't stop loving. Dan had the sharp jaw, the darkroom eyeliner era, the kind of don't touch me aura that makes people want to touch you more. Phil had the bright-eyed soft boy glow that made every inside joke feel intimate. Put them together, and the chemistry wrote its own fanfic. And the internet decided it deserved the ending. For 16 years, fan wasn't a ship. It was a conspiracy economy. Fans combed through reflections, bedsheets, timestamps, hotel rooms. Whole corners of the fandom existed to prove it. And according to The Guardian, it went way past curiosity. Doxing, harassment, borderline stalking, even being filmed in a supermarket. Imagine living like every errand could become evidence. Here's the gut punch detail. The Guardian reports a private Valentine's Day video Phil made for Dan leaked because of a YouTube glitch, then got re-uploaded, dissected, and weaponized as proof. Not romance anymore, not privacy, just content to be stolen. They described that era as apocalyptic constant stress, and Dan even linked the scrutiny to suicidal thoughts. That's not fandom, that's pressure with teeth. Then, on October 13, 2025, they finally hit upload on the question the world wouldn't shut up about. Are Dan and Phil in a relationship? The truth. Yes, together since 2009. Almost 16 years. And right after? A podcast literally titled Hard Launch, because once the lid is off, there's no shoving love back into a can. And the wild part? They'd already come out as gay in 2019. But even that wasn't enough for the audience. People still demanded a label for the relationship itself, like orientation was a trailer and couple status was the full movie. So let's fight, respectfully, in the comments. Were fans right? Or were fans the reason it took 16 years? And if you want more stories where pretty boys meet ugly pressure, subscribe. Silent Fame doesn't do fairy tales. We do receipts, too. Troye Sivan, the webcam confession that lit the fuse. Troye's coming out didn't arrive with a PR team. It arrived with a face that looked like it belonged on a magazine cover and a voice that sounded like a secret. Soft curls, wide eyes, that vulnerable, please don't hate me energy. The kind of pretty that makes the timeline protective and thirsty in the same breath. And that's exactly why it spread. When a heartthrob admits fear, even people outside the LGBTQ+ bubble stop scrolling. On August 7, 2013, Troye uploaded a simple YouTube video titled Coming Out. No spectacle, just direct eye contact and the quiet decision to stop performing straightness for comfort. Here's the part that makes it pure Silent Fame. The New Yorker reported that when the video went viral, it wasn't just a brave teen vlog. Troye was already in negotiations with EMI Australia, and he hadn't even talked to the label executives about his sexuality yet. So he did the unthinkable. He came out first and forced the industry to either deal with it or lose him. Within a week, major outlets were writing about it, and the views exploded. It's now well into the multi-million range. That upload became the hinge. One side is a shy kid with a webcam, the other side is a global pop star who refuses to be closeted for anyone's marketability. The New Yorker even noted how quickly it got picked up by outlets like Business Insider and HuffPost. Proof that a personal moment can become pop culture in 24 hours on YouTube. But the tragedy? The closet doesn't disappear, it mutates. Once you become the internet's softest crush, every friendship gets shipped, every lyric gets cross-examined, and strangers start acting like your desire is public property. We support you can turn into tell us everything, and that pressure is its own kind of cage. So I want the comments loud. Was Troye's coming out pure courage, or the smartest power move a young star can make? Telling the truth before the industry can weaponize silence? If you're here for stories where the hottest faces carry the heaviest weight, subscribe to Silent Fame. We don't do fairy tales, we do receipts. 3. Joey Graceffa, the fairy tale coming out that turned into a real-life pressure cooker? Joey didn't come out like a shaky bedroom confession. He came out like a Disney prince who finally snapped. All cheekbones, bright eyes, that boy next door but make it dangerous charm. The internet was already thirsting, already speculating, already leaving the same invasive comment on repeat. Are you? And Joey learned the survival skills so many creators learn. Smile, deflect, keep it cute, even when it hurts. In May 2015, he dropped Don't Wait, a full-blown fantasy music video where he plays a prince haunted by darkness, then rescued by another prince, ending in a kiss that basically detonated YouTube. It was posted May 16, 2015, and it became one of the most watched coming out moments on the platform. But the spicy detail? The love interest was Daniel Prada, and he wasn't just a casting choice, he was real. Joey later talked publicly about being tired of hiding and afraid, and how coming out let him stop policing himself, down to little things like how he dressed or expressed himself. And that's where the tragedy creeps in. When you come out through a fairy tale, the audience starts treating your life like a series they're owed. Couple goals becomes a brand. Every photo becomes a contract. Every quiet week becomes a rumor. Fans don't just watch love, they measure it. 2 days after the MV, he doubled down with a straight-to-camera upload, literally titled Yes, I'm Gay, explaining he didn't want truth locked behind a book purchase. He wanted his whole audience to hear it. Then, July 2020, Joey and Daniel posted an emotional video titled We Broke Up, revealing they'd ended things months earlier but were still living together. Suddenly, the same internet that cheered the kiss wanted a postmortem. Who hurt who? Who left first? Who lied? So here's the debate. Did Joey's cinematic coming out empower him? Or did it teach the internet to demand a show every time someone tells the truth? Drop your take in the comments and subscribe to Silent Fame for the next stories, hotter, darker, and even more internet breaking. 4. Tom Daley, the Olympic heartthrob who hit upload before the tabloids could. Tom Daley didn't just grow up in the spotlight, he grew up under a microscope. The kind of athlete cute that turns into global thirst the second he steps on a pool deck. Shoulders carved by training, babyface turning into a man in real time, and cameras lingering like they're entitled to every inch of him. And that's the trap. When the world sells your body as inspiration, they start treating your private life like public inventory. Then, December 2nd, 2013, he posted a simple YouTube video. Tom Daley, something I want to say, and admitted he was dating a guy, while also saying he'd still felt attraction to girls. No flashy edit, just a 19-year-old choosing control over chaos. But the internet didn't just listen, it judged. Because the guy he was dating was Dustin Lance Black, and the age gap became the headline people couldn't stop chewing on. In other words, Tom wasn't only coming out, he was walking straight into a culture war about who's allowed to love who, and under what rules. And under the sexy exterior, there was grief and pressure baked into the story. Tom lost his father at 17 and later opened up about how that loss and the scrutiny around his body and identity weighed on him for years, the kind of pain that doesn't show up in highlight reels. So when he chose YouTube, it wasn't content. It was a defense move. I'm telling you first, because I won't let you take it from me. Now, here's the debate I want in the comments. Was Tom's video brave, or was it survival? A way to outrun the media that was already chasing him? And be honest, do you think people were really concerned, or just uncomfortable seeing a national sports hero loved freely? Drop your take and subscribe to Silent Fame, because the real drama isn't the headline. It's what it costs to beat the headline to the punch. 5. Eugene Lee Yang, the hot one who came out without saying a word. Eugene always had that kind of beauty that looks dangerous in good lighting. Sharp cheekbones, runway posture, the fashion god confidence that makes your screen feel too small. And for years, he lived in that weird limbo where everybody knew, but nobody said it out loud. The classic internet glass closet. You're visible but not allowed to be declared. Then he dropped the mic in the most Silent Fame way possible. A coming out film with zero talking. In June 2019, Eugene released I'm Gay, a cinematic dance piece he wrote, directed, and choreographed. It wasn't a sit-down confession. It was a controlled explosion. Beauty, rage, tenderness, and trauma all stitched into choreography. And it didn't just go viral, it raised real money for queer lives. The YouTube fundraiser page shows the community total climbing past $150K for the Trevor Project. Here's where the drama hits. Eugene's reveal wasn't just I'm gay, it was I'm done being translated by strangers. Because once you're labeled the hot one, people start treating your identity like another accessory they're allowed to style. Speculation becomes entitlement. Compliments become interrogation. And Eugene's response was basically, if you want a story, I'll give you one, but I'm directing it. So let's argue in the comments. Do you think Eugene's artistic coming out protected him from the internet's nosiness? Or did it make people obsess even harder because it felt like a movie they could analyze frame by frame? If you want more stories where the prettiest face in the room refuses to be anyone's toy, subscribe to Silent Fame. 6. F1 Nanenfifter. The It's Just a Bit heartthrob who turned into a plot twist. F1N Fifter built a career on a dare the internet couldn't stop feeding. Dress up for the meme. And at first, it looked like pure chaos. A manly gamer turning into a flawless, high-glam fantasy on stream. Pretty in a way that felt illegal for the algorithm. Lashes, hair, angles, and that smirk, like he knew exactly what he was doing to your timeline. But the longer it went on, the darker the tension got. Because when millions are watching you play with gender, people stop treating you like a human and start treating you like a theory. The egg speculation, the arguments, the accusations of queerbaiting. The internet basically turned his identity into a courtroom where everyone thought they were the judge. Then March 1st, 2024, he uploaded a YouTube video titled Coming Out. And the twist wasn't just a label, it was a reality shift. He said he'd been on feminizing hormone therapy, described himself as gender fluid, and said he's bisexual. He even included brief conversations with supportive parents, the kind of moment that makes viewers cry and haters short circuit. This is why the drama is so combustible. Some people felt vindicated. We knew it. Others felt exposed. Wait, were we pressuring him? And critics had to reconsider the whole "it's just for attention" narrative. Either way, his entire back catalog got rewritten overnight. Every stream clip became evidence. Every joke became foreshadowing. That's the cruel magic of internet fame. Once you come out, the past gets edited by strangers. So comment this one loud. Did the internet help him find himself? Or did it trap him into having to explain himself? And if you want more stories where the thirst meets the trauma and the comments turn into a war zone, subscribe to Silent Fame. We don't do fairy tales. We do receipts. 7. The Rhodes Bros. The hot twins who turned one phone call into a global heart attack. Aaron and Austin Rhodes had that unfair all-American kind of pretty. Blonde, sharp smiles, built like the guys brands use when they want safe. The kind of twins that make people stare twice, then stare longer. But behind the model face glow was the one thing that doesn't photograph well. Terror. On January 15, 2015, they hit record and called their dad in Ohio to say the words out loud. Not in a studio, not with a PR rep. Just two brothers shaking so hard you can hear it in the silence between sentences. Teen Vogue later wrote their dad's reaction was so accepting, they decided to post it to give other young people hope. And that's what made it explode. The tension wasn't, are they gay? The tension was, will love survive the next 5 seconds? In one day, the clip crossed 1 million views and the internet turned into one giant prayer circle. Then came the line that hit like a punch. Their dad told them he loved them and that would never change. No speeches, no drama, just unconditional love. The video went on to rack up 27+ million views and national headlines. But here's the messier part people argue about. They filmed him. Privately. Before getting the okay. Aaron later said he flew to Ohio, told his dad they'd recorded it, and only posted after getting his blessing. That's Silent Fame drama right there. Because some people call it inspiration, and others call it emotional gambling with a parent's reaction for clicks. So let's light up the comments. Was filming the call brave because it helped millions? Or risky because it turned a family moment into content? And if you want more stories where pretty faces meet ugly pressure, subscribe to Silent Fame. We're not here to sanitize anything. 8. Connor Franta, the soft boy heartthrob who left the boy band before he could breathe. Connor Franta was the original YouTube boyfriend fantasy. Clean cut, soft eyes, cozy flannel energy. The kind of cute that made teen fans swear they were in love through a screen. And that's exactly why his story hurts. Because when you're the internet's comfort crush, you start living like your own truth might break the illusion that pays your bills. In July 2014, he left the YouTube supergroup Our Second Life. And TubeFilter reported he said he'd been a very unhappy person for months. That's the first crack in the perfect image. Smiling on camera while privately suffocating. Then, on December 8, 2014, he uploaded a 6-minute video titled Coming Out. The Guardian noted he did it with no script, no fancy production, just honesty. And the internet reaction? It was love, mixed with entitlement. Business Insider captured the tone perfectly. People saying they were proud and heartbreakingly dramatic. Tweets like, "He'll never be mine," like his identity was a plot twist in their story. Connor tried to calm everyone down, telling viewers it's scary, but they're going to be fine. Because he knew how fear lives in your chest when you've spent your whole life hiding. The real tragedy is what the closet stole before he ever hit upload. In 2017, Teen Vogue reported Connor said his biggest gay regret was staying closeted through high school, watching everyone else get to crush, kiss, and experiment while he felt cheated out of that part of growing up. That's not just sadness. That's lost time and you never get it back. Now, here's the debate I want from you. Do fans actually support soft boy heartthrobs? Or do they secretly want them to stay available in their fantasy? Drop your take in the comments and subscribe. Silent fame is where the cute image cracks and the real story bleeds through. 9. Lucas Cruikshank, the kids' TV icon who killed Fred to save himself. Lucas Cruikshank had the strangest kind of fame. The world knew his voice before it knew his face. Fred was chaos in a wig, a Nickelodeon-era brand so loud it drowned out the person underneath. But when the character faded, people finally saw Lucas. Calm, cute, soft-eyed, the kind of grown-up glow that turns childhood nostalgia into thirst. And that's where the pressure got cruel. Kids' TV fame comes with an unspoken contract. Stay safe, stay unlabeled, stay easy to sell. Meanwhile, the internet did what it always does. Speculated, joked, demanded answers like it was owed a confession. So in 2013, Lucas finally said it on camera during a Q&A. I'm gay. Not theatrical, not tragic. Just blunt honesty with the kind of nervous laugh that says, I can't believe I'm doing this in public. And then he dropped the line that still hits, why do gay people have to announce it when straight people never do? That's the silent fame tragedy. He didn't come out because he wanted attention. He came out because attention wouldn't leave him alone. And even then, people didn't just support him. They analyzed him. Turned a human moment into a moment for content. So let's spark the comments. Was Lucas brave for making it casual? Or was it messed up that a kid's star had to clarify anything at all? Drop your take and subscribe. Because silent fame is where childhood icons grow up and the truth finally gets to breathe. 10. Zander Hodgson, the model who was told. His gay voice could cost him everything. Zander Hodgson is the kind of handsome the industry loves to rent. Chiseled face, campaign-ready body, perfect boyfriend packaging. But here's the part the camera can't hide. Sometimes, the moment you speak, the room decides what you're allowed to be. In 2018, Zander posted a YouTube video titled Important Message and came out as gay. Not with fireworks, more like a quiet refusal to keep shrinking. He talked about how hiding your sexuality shuts off more than dating. It shuts off your life. Then the story got darker. He later described being bullied for seeming too feminine and how his voice became a target. Even worse, he's spoken about feeling nudged toward changing how he sounded, like the industry's fantasy needed him pretty, but not too queer. That's not coaching. That's a muzzle. And that's why Zander is the perfect closer. His story exposes the ugliest rule in entertainment. They'll profit off your image while policing your truth. It leaves us with the question that always splits the room. Would you change your voice, your softness, your mannerisms, just to get booked? Or is that the exact moment you decide the job isn't worth the cost? Tell me below. And if this episode hit you in the chest, subscribe to Silent Fame, because you don't owe the world a lie to be lovable. If this episode proved anything, it's that the real villain isn't being queer. It's entitlement. Gatekeepers who flinch, tabloids who hunt, fans who demand proof like love is public property. So tell me, who crossed the line the hardest? The industry, the media, or the audience? Drop your take, keep it respectful, keep it real. And if you want more messy truths behind perfect faces, subscribe. Silent Fame doesn't do fairy tales. We do receipts.